for as long as I can remember, people have been saying that you have to think about this from a personal responsibility point of view. However active you might be politically or whatever you're doing in your life professionally, you also have to bring it back to what you do as an individual in your own life. And I wholly subscribe to this, but it's been increasingly frustrating to see how people interpret that notion of personal responsibility, because it usually defaults to relatively modest things like changing the odd light bulb or two, or thinking about whether you can any longer eat meat 4 times a week or 3 times a week, or stuff like this. And far too rarely do people think about the responsibility of managing their own personal finances differently. And this is bizarre, because actually over the last few years, opportunities to think about the way we use whatever our assets might be, and they might be big, they might be small, you might have a pension fund, you might not, you might have investments in one area or another, or you might be just making do with a current bank account. In every single area of personal finance, there is a good choice and there is a bad choice. And it surprises me still that people come to that sense of personal responsibility right at the end of having done everything else. Whereas if they started at that point, which is, I have responsibility for every single time I transact financially, in whatever way I do it, purchasing something, investing in something, supporting something philanthropically, etc., you might find that the rest of your lifestyle choices all fell into place rather more conveniently. But if you don't start there, you're going to get lost in the thickets of downstream consumption, which probably won't make much difference anyway.